Hi, my name is Cristiano Cifuentes. I'm 17 and I'm a high school senior. And this is going to be a project about how lifting has affected me, my relationships, and how it could potentially affect one of you guys watching right now. So, I've been lifting since around freshman year. That's really whenever I kind of got started in the whole fitness scene. And the reason behind it was mostly because throughout my childhood, I had never really done a sport. I'd never really been active. The most I did was a little bit of parkour um, in 8th grade, but nothing too serious. I never really, wanted to do a lot of cardio or lift heavier weights, and I was really discouraged because I was always a lot weaker than other people. So I didn't really want to push myself out of my comfort zone to try and do different stuff like that. Until, like I said, freshman year. Um, it was at around that time whenever I had my first girlfriend, um, and she took a picture of me, and I just saw like this really bad double chin. So I was like, wow, that is disgusting. I look like trash. I want to change that. I want to feel comfortable in my body and confident with who I am. A little bit later, I ended up doing a lot of at-home workouts involving like really high intensity interval training, on and off, doing like increasing my heart rate, um, and sweating a ton. That was probably doing those workouts probably was the most sweating I have ever done in comparison to the workouts I do now. After a little while, me and that girlfriend ended up breaking things off. We broke up. A little bit later, my dad ended up getting me a gym membership to a local gym here in Loveland. And I didn't know what I was doing. I walked in there and saw machines and was like, okay, yeah, this will work. And so I did that, stuck with that a few months, and after a little bit, I decided I didn't want to do machines anymore. I really wanted to do what all these other lifters in there were doing, which was mostly using free weights and doing, heavier lifts. I really just wanted to do a lot of the major lifts that you would see in any like strongman competitions, like deadlifts, squats, and bench. I really wanted to start doing that, and of course, starting out, I had terrible form. I didn't know what I was doing because this entire fitness journey has been something that I have done myself. I've had very few people teach me things. I've had to, sit for hours and hours just looking up, techniques, watching a lot of videos, and just trying to find the best way to get the best results. So after freshman year, it was a lot better. Things started moving a lot faster. With gains wise, I started putting on size. Um, you could see a lot of my muscle definition as well as like muscle striations, and I was feeling the most confident I had ever felt. So after I had seen those results, I was very confident in myself. I felt like, oh hey, I can go, make a lot more friends doing this. I look better. People want to be around me. Girls want to be around me. And in reality, it's not like that. You know, um, a lot of girls don't notice you as much as you would like them to. They don't notice you, and that's one of the main reasons I got into lifting, other than to feel confident in myself, was to feel confident talking to other girls, because I've always wanted some sort of attention from something that I do, and I ended up getting that a little bit later on. I think, yeah, later on, like almost towards the end of the first semester of sophomore year is whenever I actually, got a girl's attention. Um, and I was like, okay, it's working, things are going good. And so throughout my entire sophomore year, I stuck with it. I think my maxes for my lifts, the highest or the most weight I did on squat was around 265. My max bench was around 185, 195, I believe, and my deadlift hit an all-time high of 305. So after that year, I ended up getting a job. I ended up losing my free time and my will to go out and actually start lifting by myself instead of lifting with other people in the weight room. So yeah, it was a difficult situation to be in whenever you're younger, or at least whenever you don't have a job. It's a lot easier to go out and lift or do anything else you might want to do in your free time. So once you get a job, you kind of lose that privilege. You don't have the time available to go and do certain things you might want to do. So I ended up losing most of my muscle mass and gaining some more fat over that next year. I tried every now and then to go into the actual gym and work out, whether it be by myself or with another person. But it didn't work out as well as I wanted it to. A lot of people flaked; they didn't want to go, and then I didn't really have a car, so I didn't want to walk, 5 miles or so just to go to the gym. So here we are, senior year. It's November the 21st, and I'm sitting and feeling way better than I have ever felt. Just this past year, I've fully gotten back into lifting. I have increased my maxes. I now have reached a 205 max bench press, a 315 squat, and finally, after 2 years, I hit my 305 deadlift for the first time again. So I'm feeling fantastic. It's been a journey getting here, but it's not stopped yet. Even whenever I was in those like darker times where I was like, man, I can't do this. I want to, but I physically cannot bring myself to do this. It's something that I have still wanted to do, but it is a struggle to maintain a certain physique or maintain a good schedule. Going to the gym every day or around a certain time. You have to fit it into your schedule. So that's always something that people are going to have to struggle with, and especially me. But luckily, having 3 weights classes a day helps that a little bit, because you have to actually work. You have to put in work during those hours. Whenever I started actually working out in the weight room with other people, it's been easier to make friends that way. It's probably the easiest way to make friends, actually, is working out alongside other people, because you have to talk to them. Whether it be just a simple, hey, could you spot me for this, or like just maybe a simple compliment from them or you. You have to talk to them at some point. So being in a weight room, you get to know everybody's personalities. You get to hear why people want to be in there, and everybody has a different reason for lifting. They're not all going to be the same. Sure, they might be similar, but they're not all going to be the same. It was a lot easier to find people who kind of like are interested in the same stuff you might be, just lifting with them. Everybody's in there to do something. So a few of my best friends I've actually made in that class, or lifting with like the football team. So my main goal with lifting right now, as it stands, is to eventually build the physique that I have been dreaming of since day one. That's my main goal with lifting, but of course I want it to take me somewhere. I want to eventually become a personal trainer. That's something that would be absolutely incredible, because it's doing something that I truly enjoy doing, and then helping other people like reach their goals as well. But that's going to take a little bit of time. But I'm going to start here soon after I get out of high school. And then in the long run, after becoming a personal trainer and saving up money and stuff like that, I want to eventually open up my own gym as well. I think that'd be absolutely incredible, and that inspiration kind of comes from Bradley Martin, who's a famous YouTuber and really popular on Instagram and stuff like that because of his incredible lifts. He owns his own gym in California, and I had followed him along with Dom Mazzetti for a while, so I wanted to kind of do something like that. It'd be something cool to do, just purely because it helps other people. So the main issue with lifting, of course, like I had mentioned before, it's going to be consistency. If you are trying to get into lifting, you have to be consistent, whether it be with your diet or the schedule of days like you go to the gym. You have to commit. That's something that's going to be very difficult for a lot of people, but it is going to be life changing. And this is something that you should prioritize over other things. Um, I'm not going to say all relationships, but some relationships. And that might sound rude. It might sound like, terrible to some people, but in reality, the gym is always going to be there for you. It's going to be something that is going to help you get through certain issues you may face in your life, whether it be with stress, anger, or anything. It's going to be a release and like a vacation for you. You can go there, do what you want, and it's going to release some endorphins, and you're going to feel great doing it. Like no matter what, you might go in there sad, depressed, angry at the world. You might be facing certain things in your life um, that suck, and you go in there and you lift, and afterwards everything just seems fine. So once again, my name is Cristiano Cifuentes, and this has been my journey through the fitness world. And I hope this may have inspired at least one of you watching this. So for now, this is goodbye. I'll see you guys later. Peace.